Welcome back to the seventh in our series on more SQL based upon the textbook by El-Masri and Navath, Fundamentals of Database Systems. Let's proceed. A view in SQL terminology is a single table that is derived from other tables. The other tables can be base tables or previously defined views. A view does not necessarily exist in physical form. It is considered to be a virtual table in contrast to base tables, whose tuples are always physically stored in the database. This limits the possible update operations that can be applied to views, but it does not provide any limitation on querying a view. We can think of a view as a way of specifying a table that we need to reference frequently, even though it may not exist physically. For example, it saves us from having to retype a query that we use frequently by simply creating a view and applying that query to it. Then we can just simply call up the view. In SQL, the command to specify a view is create view. A view is given a virtual table name or a view name, a list of attributes, and a query to specify the contents of the view. If none of the view attributes result from some application of functions or arithmetic operations, we don't have to specify a new attribute name for the view, since they would be the same as the names of the attributes of the defining tables in the default case. A view is supposed to be always up to date. Let's take a look at a couple of these views. Create view work zone 1. You recall our work zone table that we created in an earlier lecture. As, create view as, and then the query. Select first name, last name, project name, and hours from the employee table, project, and work zone. Employee, project, work zone, where SSN is equal to ESSN. SSN would be the employee social security number in the employee table, and ESSN would be the employee social security number in the work zone table. And no equal P number. P number is probably the project number in the project table, and P no is probably the project number in the work zone table. And so that joins these three tables together. So there's a view. Here's another view. Create view, and listing a view name, create view department underscore info. This time we are creating attribute names for this view because we're using a couple of derived functions, aggregate functions here. So we're saying create view department underscore info open paren department name, comma, number of employees, comma, total sal. As, and then we have our select statement. Select the department name, dname, comma, the count, which is counting tuples if you recall, comma, sum salary, which is adding up all the salaries that are retrieved. From, we're identifying the department table, comma, department, comma, employee, two tables, where D number equal D no, which is joining the two tables together, department D number to employee D no, and group by department name. Now we know when we use a group by clause, the only attribute that can be displayed is the attribute that is the grouping attribute, in this case dname, which he's redefined here as department name. The other two attributes are aggregate functions. So we've got two views that we've just created. A view is supposed to be always up to date. If we modify the tuples in the base tables on which the view is defined, the view must automatically reflect these changes. Therefore, the view is not realized or materialized at the time of view definition, but rather at the time that we specify a query on the view. If we do not need a view anymore, we can use the drop view command to dispose of it. Well, that's a good session. Let's stop here. Let's make our mystery word create view. So submit the mystery word. Go check your knowledge on this video in the series on more SQL. And when you're ready, come on back and we will finish our discussion of SQL.